Right, thanks to Russ, we've been to match up Eunice with his S2000. Russ has given him some fantastic advice that you're better off not having the money in the bank and having an S2000 instead, didn't he?
He did.
So you're driving all the way back to, where is it again?
North London.
North London. And yeah, I mean, now I've pulled it out of the back and it's out in the light again, looking fantastic. We've just been for a bit of a hoon in it. I'm feeling a bit bad about letting it go, but it's definitely going to the right home. So everybody's been asking about the S2000. It's sold, it's going to a good home, and I'm sure it'll be very much enjoyed. So thanks Russ again for that. Thank Eunice for the sale. Cheers. Don't think I realised quite how much I liked that car until I pulled it out of that corner. I'd kind of forgotten about it, but now what Eunice has decided to do is we agreed a deal where he goes and gets the last few bits done on the car, which is exactly what I was saying when I got the car, was that I didn't want to take it too far because that would put it out of the price range of a lot of people that might be happy to live with some of its blemishes. There were a couple of things that needed doing as well. There was a brake caliper and that was sticking a bit, and I think the clutch save was, I found I had to pump it a couple of times so when it'd been sitting, so I was told the clutch slave cylinders go on that a lot, so I've put both of those in the car. Eunice has got those. He knows about it, obviously all that's been discussed. He thinks he's going to enjoy it for a bit and then maybe he'll stick a new hood on it, get the alloys refurbished, but the advice he got about having money in that rather than the bank I think is fantastic. So people can get off my back a little bit now because I've only kind of got two loiter, well that one's only just come in, that one's loitering a bit, isn't it, the Brabus Roadster, but that's a bit of a cheaper car, so I don't mind having, there's not a lot of money tied up in that one. It's quite good to release the cash from the S2000 because we can have some more average run-of-the-mill cars kicking around. Just nipped into Moores, they've got the Jaguar on the ramp doing the MOT work for it. I thought it was a good opportunity to have a little sneaky look underneath because I hadn't done that yet, and actually I'm impressed. A lot of people told me these could be bad for rot. I don't believe that's the case. I thought these were the ones that were good, and there's nothing at all there along that sill, and there's nothing at all along this sill here. All the sills all the way along are really nice. I mean, even if they were underneath the plastic covers, you'd get some sign of it on these lower edges. It's all really clean underneath. I'm impressed. So yeah, it's getting its MOT and then it'll be up for sale. If you remember, this was the XJ I pulled out from a deceased estate. They'd only done 50 odd thousand miles in really nice condition. So looking forward to having a drive of that. Oh, in terms of what it failed on, it was basically all rubber boots, which is just, again, ties in with it sitting for a long period of time. So I think they were replacing a load of sort of boots like that. I forget, I'm sure a lot of you will be looking the MOT up now, but I forget exactly which ones needed doing. But you can see they've got a new one on there already. But yeah, it was all fairly minor stuff, I believe. I got my helper in today. We've got a view in, someone's messaged and said, even though I haven't properly advertised yet, said they want to come and see the Ford Focus today because their car's been written off. I have to admit, we do like written off car customers because it does mean that they really want to leave with the car. There's no real messing. So yeah, so we're going to get that all valeted for the gear because it's been sitting outside for a while. And that allows me to get something else prepped at the same time. Been a bit of a mental time, to be fair, because today everybody woke up and wanted cars. So the Chevy Spark sold, the Picanto sold, the Ford Fiesta sold, and the Black Corsa sold. It's given the Focus a nice clean. We've dried it off with our GT drying towel. The thing is though, obviously with the sun being quite strong, it's kind of, it leaves kind of watermarks and it's not the shiniest of finish. Now, we haven't got time to wax it before the people come here. And to be honest, I'm finding the GT Shine does the job nicely. If you look at the bonnet there, looks a little bit on the dull side. We just give it a little dust of the GT Shine. This bottle's just running out. That was about 5 cars again though. And then just a microfiber. Give it a wipe over like that. And what I love about the GT Shine again is I don't have to worry about leaving a white residue that I then have to go and buff off afterwards. Give that a quick little buff. And we've got a much nicer shine going on. We can just go with the rest of the bodywork like that and get a really quick nice shine on it before they turn up. Well, Brooks Clean Up and they're going over the GT Shine has done the job and sold us the Focus. The couple had it. Interestingly, just as they were going out on test drive, chap turned up and said that he wanted to buy it. So as soon as they came back, if they didn't buy it, he wanted it. So again, bit crazy at the moment with cars. I could sell everything 3 or 4 times over at the moment. There was a quiet week or two and then just went ballistic with people needing cars. So this one's going down for a fresh MOT, for a service. There's a couple other bits. We're going to regas the air conditioning, and I think there's a bit of trim that needs bonding back on again, but it shouldn't be, touch wood, too much of a headache to do. This has been a well looked after car. I can't imagine it's going to need a huge amount. Famous last words. Corsas are the bane of my life. So not only did this one need a timing chain at 32,000 miles, it's all sold and due to get out the door this morning. I don't know what made me check it. I got in the rear of the car, just checking it all over before the handover, and realised the seats are in the upright position rather than recline position. They have these little levers here that you pull for the seat to go back, but it won't go back because these have this bloody annoying habit of disconnecting. There's a cable and it disconnects in the back of the chair, in here somewhere, disconnects and then leaves you with your seat stuck in the upright position. And there's no repair kit available. You have to either buy a whole seat or buy the actual, obviously if you buy the latch from Vauxhall, it's an absolute fortune, or you've got to buy a used seat. Nobody likes to take them off individually, so you have to buy the whole used seat. So it's due to go out the door. I've just rung the customer and said, look, you've got to leave it with me to have a little play and see if I can sort it out. Otherwise, we're going to have to delay pickup until I can get another one sorted. At the moment, I'm going to hopefully, I'll have a go at getting these two off here and see if I can't have a look, but I think you've got to get the seat out completely. Bloody Corsas. Busy old day today. I've got 2 cars going out that both need to be cleaned before they go out. I've taken a bit of time out, so I need to get these cars prepped and out to the customers before I do that. So yeah, bit of a rush on because I've got 2 more down the garage being worked on the moment. They need to come back. They'll also need to be valid before they go out. This Ford Fiesta, I don't think I covered it on the channel much. 1.6, 2,910,000 miles. Super clean car. Really clean. It's just got down and got its fresh MOT. This one sold like a lot of stock selling at the moment, just from being parked outside. Someone had had a recommendation to come and see me, wandered through the stock, picked this one out, and we prepped it for them. Just new tyres on it. We did an oil and filter service change on it. Already had a cam belt recently, already had a clutch recently. So this is where mileage, people get obsessed with mileage. 110,000 miles, I need something less than 100,000 miles. The fact this has had a clutch and a cam belt done on it within the last year means this is good to go for, I'd say, another 50,000 miles, quite comfortably. And I'd rather buy this than something with 80,000 miles on it that is going to be due a belt and a clutch anytime soon. So yeah, really nice car. The only issue with it is a couple of things. I've got a new badge put on the front to tart that up, cosmetically wise. And I've got a lot of tar. They must have been parked by something. It's all over the roof. And there, you probably wouldn't notice it, but it's bugging me as I clean the car. So I'm going to have to take the time to do it, even though I'm in a bit of a hurry. Luckily, the i10 I don't think needs much of a clean. Again, the i10 didn't really feature much on the channel. I remember it came with a little ding in the boot, which Malcolm's painted for me, went down, got its fresh MOT, got it serviced. And this is sold to the chap. This is sold to the mother of the lad that had that manky, mouldy micro off me, and then bumped that, and then got a second car from me, got another micro from me, the one with the holy roof. So the first 2 cars, they bought off me spares and repair because they were pretty, really old cars, weren't they? And obviously the holy roof micro had some work on it, but they knew all about that. They both bought them both. No, sorry. The first one he bought for me spares and repair, the green mouldy micro. The blue micro had a fresh MOT, so he bought that off me retail. Apparently he's absolutely loving that one. But yeah, the mum came back to see if we had another cheap run around. Didn't have anything, and they decided to up their budget and buy full retail with the Hyundai i10. So again, didn't really even get to advertise that. Didn't get to advertise this. Didn't get to advertise that. Which I guess is a positive. It just means there's a bit more, like I said before, it's a bit more stress on you if the car isn't already MOT'd and valeted and ready to go out, because you get people ringing you up again, is it ready yet, is it ready yet? And it just puts you more pressure to get that done first and foremost when you really have other stuff to do as well. But good position to be in, like I said. So Moore's boys have saved me again and already fixed the seats for the, let's hope they fix the seats, for the Corsa. How does it work? Do you have to do both at the same time? 2 seconds. Yeah, you got to do both at the same time. So they have fixed it. Now the reason they were able to fix it is because because we had this problem before, and those boys being those boys don't throw anything away, so they kept the bits off the old seat that I had before, and they had enough to fix it. So, and that's why we use Moores, guys, because they don't like to buy parts if they can avoid it, which we like a lot. So we've got some fuel here to put in the cars that are going out the door. Like I say, we never like to send them out any less than quarter of a tank. They must have quarter of a tank on them, so we've got that for those cars. And now we've got yet another one to get clean now, and let them know they can come and pick this up. Tyre off. I've given the tyres a shine. I've given it a dose of the GT Shine quick ceramic spray. Still loving this stuff. If you are doing a lot of cars, if maybe you're selling cars in where you've got them, they get a light coating of dust and dirt, and you want a really quick way to detail them before you get a viewing, grab yourself some of this. If you've just got a lot of cars at home and you just like detailing cars, you just want something you can really quickly go over the car with without having to put a load of arm work in. Like I say, it is brilliant stuff. It just buffs on, it goes on and buffs off so easily. And like I say, it gives you this kind of nice shine to it. I mean, obviously you can do a machine polish if you want to go hell for leather, but if you want a quick result, this stuff is excellent, and it beads really, really well. So that one's all done. We got the last bit off with the old and on with the new. Got the right way around, yeah. There we go. That makes the world of difference to the front of the car. That old badge is making it look absolutely terrible. Customer probably didn't even notice, to be fair. But yeah. Much, much better. Right, so we've had a bit of fun and games. The Smart Roadster sold to one of our subscribers, which is good, because with the S2000 gone and the Smart Roadster gone, like I say, leaving the Barchetta out of it, I kind of thinned down the amount of random sort of sports car-y stuff I had kicking around. We know, for me, well, I guess I got the Twingo as well, didn't I? For me, the small sort of runabout cars is the best place to be. So yeah, one of our subscribers messaged back and forth about having the Brabus Roadster, and we just had a very unfortunate situation. They came all the way down from London to pick up the car. It was only decided first thing in the morning they were going to come down. Earlier on in the week, we've been discussing the car, and they asked me to check a few things out, like did the air conditioning work, did the heated seats work, at which point I went to start the car and try these things out, and the car didn't want to start. So I thought, well, the battery, I've charged the battery 3 or 4 times now. It's a Duff battery, so I went out and got a new battery for it, put it in the car, and it started up sweet as a nut, no problem at all. So after that, say a couple of days passed of back and forth negotiating price until our subscriber decided on the day they were going to come down. So I got on with everything I had to get on. As you can see, I've been super busy. I didn't think of trying the car again. I had no reason to try the car again. So our subscriber turned up a little while ago to take the car away, drive it back to London, and the car would not start. Would not start for love nor money. I tried everything. I tried putting more fuel in it. I tried swapping out the battery with another jump pack to see if that worked on it. We tried putting giving it a little sniff. I thought perhaps the fuel pump had failed on it. Give it a little sniff to see if it'd start off easy start. Wouldn't start off easy start, even when sprayed sort of near the airbox. Wasn't having any of it. In the end, I had no option than to call out the legend that is Chris, our mobile mechanic, who did me a massive favour. I've got to put a shout out to him. A massive favour by coming straight up and having a look at the car for me and seeing what he could find out. He obviously had the idea of plugging in, which I didn't have at all, and immediately found he was getting no reading at all on engine RPM, which he reliably informs me means that the what am I trying to say? The cam sensor, the crank position sensor, that's it. The crank position sensor had failed, and the car won't start because it hasn't got any reading for that at all. So nothing we can do about it, because the part will need to be got on Monday, and that left me with our subscriber here having come all the way down from London to pick up a car that he can't, take away there and then, which is a horrible position to be in. I don't like letting people down at all, of course, and you never do, but especially when they're driven that far down, like 3.5 hours. The car was for their son, So he's disappointed because he's not, you know, he was sitting at home waiting for his car to come back with him. So he's not getting his car. The customer's wasted all that time coming down there and he's got to go all the way back empty-handed. So obviously I refunded the deposit, but it didn't feel like that was enough. So what I did is give them double back. So they put £100 deposit. I gave them £200 back as a contribution towards their fuel. And it also has allowed them to go to the infamous Bell Inn at Chittlehampton to get themselves some dinner. So that at least there's one positive can come out of it, because I'm sure they'll have had a good meal there. But what a bummer. What a bummer. I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, Wyatt decided after the hundreds of times I pulled that car in and out, done test drives myself, it's never had an issue at all. And, well, I guess all the time I thought the battery was bad. Perhaps it could be that the sensor was breaking up. I don't know. You guys have to tell me in the comments down below if that is possible or not, if that's what happens. But what a total bummer. So apologies go out once again. I did apologise lots of the time, but my apologies go out once again to our subscriber for wasting their time there. We got onto Billy, so hopefully we'll get a crank sensor for that on Monday, get that fitted. I'll have a go at doing that myself. I've had a look online. It doesn't look massively hard to do. And then get up and running again. I don't know if the sale's potentially on or off with that. There were 2 other people that did actually want the car as well that had left. Again, it's kind of like no real interest, and then within a couple of days 3 people really wanting the car. So a bit strange that one, but hopefully we'll get it up and running and get that sorted and get that out the door as well. And then you all need to keep me on my promise not to buy any random sports cars anymore. It seems appropriate after today's antics that I should take something random home, shouldn't it really? So I think what we'll do is, we haven't given the Camry a proper fresh test drive after having got it back after all its mechanical work. I want to put a massive shout out to everybody who's got involved in the raffle on the Camry. If you don't watch the channel normally, or you've missed a few episodes, we've got this 1999 Toyota Camry that has had a new MOT on it. It's had full cam belt service, discs, pads, tyres, catalytic converter, everything. We wanted to save it because it's done 225,000 miles, mostly with a single owner. And it's just a super, super cool car. We did some paint work on it to make it a lot tidier. And like I say, what we're doing is raffling the car off for £1 a ticket. And then a proportion of the proceeds are going to a local charity that is a food bank for those that are struggling. So we're going to take this out for a spin and check it out. So yeah, massive shout has to go out. I've got a bit of paper. I want to shout a couple of people out particularly who bought a ridiculous amount of tickets, and I can only assume they just really wanted to support the charity. Rob, Graham and Mark, I won't use their surnames. Big shout goes out to you because I've noticed you bought a massive tickets. And like I say, I would imagine that's to support the charity as much as anything. So there'll be a link in the description down below if you want to buy tickets for the raffle. Like I said, there is the second option that you can, if you don't actually want the car and you just want to support the raffle and the charity, I've got in the actual raffle link, you'll find that there's a bundle of tech equipment you can have instead of the car if you want. Diagnostics machines, jump packs, all that kind of stuff. So there is an alternative. And there are, I think there's 5 other prizes as well. So there's really good odds of a win on it. So yeah, massive thanks to everybody that's been supporting already. Well, let's take it for a spin and show you what a cracking car it is. Oh, sorry, I did forget to mention one other thing. I did get hold of the guys at the East of the Water Community Food Pantry, which is a charity that's getting support from the raffle, and with a idea of how much they're looking to get already from the raffle, the Camry, and they were ecstatic. They were so happy. They said it was going to make a world of difference. So again, massive thanks to everybody that's been entering. Engine is quiet, gearbox is smooth, just what you expect from a Toyota. Ride is nice. Put those new springs and shock absorbers on, which weren't easy to find. And you can feel the difference from when I first got it. There was a bit of jarring at the back, but now it rides beautifully smooth. Steering's light. It's very quiet inside for a car this age. If we plant our foot, it kicks down. There's no real massive noticeable difference in acceleration. But this isn't the kind of car you want to drive fast, you just want to kind of waft along. Although it's surprisingly tight. when you start getting a bit of speed through the corners, it does feel quite flat. No real body roll. What a cracking motor. Can you believe it's got 230,000 miles on and it's riding along like this without a knock or a bang or a creak. Did the right thing saving this one. And I know we massively overspent on it, getting it. And I know we massively overspent on it, but I think it was worth every penny, to be honest. Whoever gets this is going to be a very happy bunny. And like I said, I'd be amazed if they knocked into anybody else who had one as well.